Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm just lighting some sage for you guys so that I can kind of clear the space out. So let's see here. And yeah, doing this on the floor is not the safest option, especially around a whole bunch of cards. But if it'll start, there we go. I just like to do that before I start, just to clear the energy. Of course, I could do this on my own, but I'd prefer to allow you guys to feel that. Let me see what's going on with this thing. So how are you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing well. That doesn't have to mean that you're doing fabulously every day. Sometimes it's like it ebbs and flows. So today could be a great day. Today could be kind of like meh. Today could be really awesome or just really sad or something. But I hope that you're doing well. Wellness does not have to mean that you're laughing about everything or smiling or excited about everything. So I hope everything is going well for you guys. I had this thing I used for a reading on Twitter recently. It was the ashes of problem employees that I got from an employer in HR. So if you guys see this, it's don't take it too literally, okay? It's supposed to be a joke for everyone here. So welcome in. If you're not already in, past, present, future, I'm really happy to have you guys here. So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to start off with flowing with spirit, obviously, because I want to make sure that I'm just giving what I am hearing, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling from the collective. And so I felt really strongly that I needed to come on here in order to talk about some world events. And every time I stare at that clock, it's like a synchronicity. But I really feel like Spirit wants me to, and my ancestors are really trying to get a message through for the collective. And it has to do a lot with karma, of what we understand of karma. But it feels as though this is more like a reckoning for a number of people that have been through a lot, past, present, future, past lives especially. You know, as you're picking up the pieces and moving forward, as you're picking them up, you're not just going back and staying there. But as you're doing that, Spirit wants to really make it known that going with the flow is essential. It's something that I'm constantly learning, to just go with the flow, see what happens. And even now, I'm channeling just because I feel a sense of there being some karma that is clearing with regards to the people we trust in our environment. And even as I look at these cards right now, I just want to show you guys. We have, I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. I feel as though Spirit is trying to say that there are some people that are being plucked up and uprooted from your environment. Externally, obviously, the people that are close to you, but the people that you look up to and the people that are kind of like a figurehead in our lives. You can think of that as the government. There's something going on with things being uprooted and those things being, it's like being made right. The Empress is here. So the Empress, when I think of the Empress, I think of abundance, I think of luxury, I think of grace, I think of so many things that are attributed to this card. I feel as though there is so much of a bounty in information that is coming through for the collective in regards to these people that are going to be uprooted. And I feel as though Spirit wants me to look underneath it. Okay. Yeah. Indecision. And what is after that is the Ace of Swords. Clarity. So someone here is going to get clarity and judgment in regards to figureheads in the public eye that we look at that are responsible for wrongs or perpetuating wrongs here. So we're going to be looking at maybe even where they're at mentally, because it feels as though some of them are going through this mental instability, times 10 of feeling like there's information, insight, communication that is confusing them or making them feel as though they have to change direction. It feels as though some figurehead, someone that you look up to, is changing their direction. The cards that came out when I was just kind of going through them were the Page of Swords. This is about not only a beginning with the page, but it's like a very, I'm not gonna say it's too like, what is that word? It's like here and there, you know, it's not very stable and grounded when it comes to the swords, but like it's an energy of some seed being planted prior and that information coming out. There's some seed of information that is coming through for you guys that is going to be very clear. And I saw 555 that's going to transform things. And I also feel like that seed of information is going to produce this opportunity for you to begin to see things freely. I feel like there's like so much restriction in the energy of the collective that is being washed away. It feels as though a lot of people were wasting away in this feeling of having to do things in a certain way. I'm feeling Hierophant energy really strongly of having strict rules and regulations on how to do things. Like you guys, this generation and every generation leading up to this point has been, it's like expanding our understanding of what hierarchy looks like and what it really means. And why do we have hierarchy? It's like, it's just so interesting to feel that. And today there's something significant about today that needs to be addressed as well. So I just want to start off, that was me just channeling off the rip. So I'm just going to put those back. Spirit is also, and our ancestors are talking about us going with the flow, let go, rest, and manifest. We had manifestations coming through. This has been a manifestation of not just you, but of generations prior to you. Spirit wants to highlight that generations prior to you have been waiting for a moment like this, of having an understanding and resourcefulness, of having what they need at their beck and call, is what I'm hearing. The ability to have this information at your fingertips has created a lot of anxiety, because now we have so much information. What do we do with it? And even if we don't have all the information we want, we have a lot to go off of already, that it can cause a feeling of stress and anxiety. It's distracting. You know when something, it's interesting, you know when something like distracts you so much, but it's actually meant to be like beneficial to you? Like for instance, you learn something about someone, but you're just not open to hearing it because it's just overwhelming. It feels like that. Yeah. So underneath, go with the flow, we have, not even that, I'm looking at this. It said, take time out. That was what I was seeing underneath that card. There's someone here that's needing to recharge and rest and recalibrate, along with myself, of course. Okay. And Spirit also gave me more so differentiating who's talking to me has been a thing that I've been working on, because I feel like I go between people. Okay, so Spirit wants me to highlight our ancestors, my ancestors. So there's, and I'm hearing monk, so maybe you've had monks in your lineage. For some reason that's being addressed here. And it could be Buddhism, Buddhist monks. Yeah, a father figure that's coming up, someone here that's going to watch this, past, present, or future, had someone that maybe got them really caught up in their mental space, and yeah, someone was really devoted, is what I'm hearing, and Spirit is showing you more about what religion looks like through them or through this ancestor. We have the 8 of air, the 8 of fire, and the sun. So we have a lot of 8s on the deck, on here right now. So you guys are going through not only just a Pluto and Scorpio vibe with the generation prior, but you guys are looking at where we are and where you were born. So if you were born around the time that I was a Pluto and Scorpio, there's something about the information and insight that's going to come through to the collective being something that clears out a lot of instability mentally. A lot of doubt, a lot of confusion is going to be corrected. And that information and insight is going to come to you quite quickly. So I'm speaking to people that were in Pluto and Scorpio, which is around the 80s, like 83 to I think 95. And then we're going into people that are born in the Pluto in Sagittarius and Pluto in, I believe it's Aquarius time frame. So there's people from a number of generations here, of course, but the sun is here. Enlightenment, it's coming, okay? So you're going to receive a new sense of enlightenment on something that was really muddled and confusing for you for quite some time with the 7 of Earth here. Okay, so I really love this deck. So first of all, I'm just going to shout out the person that did this, Alice Smeets. She's a photographer. She did a deck called the Gift of Life Oracle. I think it's the Gift of Life Tarot. And it's, of course, a tarot deck. So these are such beautiful pictures of people around the world. And I really wanted to showcase that. It feels really good for this reading. So spirit guides, angels, ancestors, let's get into it. What would you like to say to the collective in regards to world events that are going on at this time? I'm hearing misrepresentation. Yeah, some people have a misrepresentation, a misunderstanding and involved with where people stand in the public eye. There's there's like a group of people that you look at likely currently that look to be like they have it all together and that they're great people, but they're not. And I feel like when I say great people, I mean like they're just not. I don't necessarily feel like I necessarily am a great person, because I feel like I'm a human being that has things to deal with, things to correct, things to address. I think when I say great person, it involves you being honest with yourself. So in some regard, I am, because I'm actually aware of so many shortcomings that I have to deal with. These people are not so open to the shortcomings. Okay, so that's my setup. So yeah, you guys have the 2 of Pentacles coming through. This is about it. This is about shifting. I'm hearing shifting realities, or shifting, kind of going in between thoughts. So you know how there are a group of people in the spiritual community that are all about getting out of the matrix and like doing this and, you know, not being of the world, you know, and all of that. That's also religion speaking. But there's something about you and the collective weighing these 2 things and seeing what really comes out on top. So weighing modes of thinking, belief systems, those things are being addressed right here. So Spirit is highlighting how we're juggling our perception on our craft, on our workspace, on labor. So the workforce is coming through. Workforce. The modes, the ways in which we make our money is coming through, because Pentacles for me, and my ear is ringing, my right ear. So let me see what that's about. Yeah, it's a relief. It feels as though there's a relief coming, a relief aid, relief effort of coming to an understanding of what it is that is settling for you. It's like an emotional, it's all combined, it's all encompassing. Someone here is addressing what makes them happy, because you've been juggling modes of thinking. People have been telling you one thing, like this is what you should think, and you're kind of unsure. So when I see someone split between 2 things, it's like you're still trying to understand what's better. Okay, and so when it comes to the world being very unsure of what's better suited for us, it's about seeing whether, I'm hearing limits, like seeing what our limits are with regards to work and our craft. A lot of people are overwhelmed and underpaid. Okay, this is definitely a part of that message here. Okay. So underpaid, overworked is the energy that I'm getting, which is a great way to start this reading, we have clarifying the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands. This is about maintaining something, resilience. It's about keeping yourself moving and saying, I can keep it going. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to keep going forward even when it's hard. We have the Empress again. And that'll be where my bounty comes from. That's how I'll make my living. And then we have the Page of Swords so that I can save up and move out of this energy and do something new. I'm also hearing the Empress speaks, okay? So how we perceive feminine energy is speaking here. How we perceive feminine energy in the collective and how we address femininity is also coming through here. Because something about femininity that I've learned is yin. So learning about how to flow through something and not seeing it as a weakness if you're not immediately acting on something physically. I think of pregnancy, I think of the gestational process as well. So Spirit might have something to say about pregnancy in the collective as well with world events. There's been this constant attack on femininity within the community. Okay, there's been a lot of aggressiveness placed upon feminine energy, of this sense of trying to force it to fit a form when it's not meant to fit a form. It's literally like something that's fluid. You can't control it. And for some reason, I'm thinking of the Weeknd song Belong to the World, and like how he's talking about a woman that was a prostitute that he fell in love with, that he felt like he wanted to control and domesticate. You can't domesticate this energy, and I feel as though some people are trying to understand it, but they're like putting it into a test tube and trying to it's like recreate it in order to understand it, but you're not understanding it for what it is. You're understanding a way that you think about it, and you're kind of keeping yourself stuck because you're thinking about it in a very closed manner. So someone here needs to recognize that feminine energy is really not all about, it's not forced. It shouldn't be forced on anyone. I feel as though someone is feeling like they don't understand it and they're forcing themselves to do that. The collective needs to recognize that that is why we're seeing a number of things in the world in regards to abuse, in regards to a lot of things regarding feminine energy. So we're healing that. Okay, that's a huge part of the instability in our culture, and we can see that with masculine and feminine energy. So justice is here. Okay, that's the next card to come through. Balance needs to be restored in order for us to move forward into the sun here. So Spirit wants to highlight that the people, the forces that be, the people that are in the public eye that you look towards, don't be surprised if some of those people are actually not who you thought they were, and they're struggling. They're struggling through, they're trying to get it, but they're not confident in what they once said and what they once thought. And that's cool. Human beings, we learn and we move forward. So those world leaders that you see out there, recognize that they're human beings and that they are going to shift as the world shifts. Okay, reality is shifting for many of the people in the public eye. Now that information has come out and now that balance is being restored, there's going to be a number of people falling back on what they once said or what they once did. But the problem with information and technology coming through for them is that it will show them who they were. And they're going to have to do the shadow work in order to repair how they look in the public eye, but also what they once thought. So there's going to be a lot of instability that's going to be addressed. For example, right now, I am currently on Twitter, right? And Twitter is going crazy with what's going on with Elon Musk. All right. And so he's a great example of someone who's literally transforming and what is that word? It's transforming before your eyes. Okay. You're going to see more of who this person is as time goes on, but you shouldn't make any quick decisions on him. Okay. Spirit, what would you like to say about the Eight of Pentacles here, about work? Okay, we have the Eight of Cups and we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is moving out of instability, out of confusion. Moving into clarity is what we're going to be doing. So how you perceive people is going to definitely change with regards to celebrities, public figureheads, people that you really enjoyed, like for instance, music, entertainment. You're going to begin to see them. Even now with the WGA strike, we're seeing people come out of the woodworks that were not known for their instability, were not known for their greediness. They now have a name, and now we know exactly what they're doing to these actors, to these people, these writers, to people in the public eye. The truth had to come out. The truth had to, because the instability was not able to stand anymore. So that's coming through as well. Moving out of this sense of doubt, this sense of the tower. All right, yeah. So moving out of a lot of lies, a lot of things that were being held, because I feel like the Ace of Swords in reverse is about truths that are being hidden, okay? Hidden secrets about people are going to be addressed. When the tower falls, know that we are also going to experience that. So what I mean by that is basically when you find out about these people doing things, these really shady things around you, it's gonna feel like everything's going to shit, and I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? So when that happens, please regain, remember this message, if anything, that when that happens, go with the flow. That was the first message we got. Go with the flow. Let them speak for themselves. See them for who they are. Don't get committed on what you think you know about somebody, because we all are human and we all can only go off of what we see, but someone is going to be very different from what you thought they were. And you also have to look at the media, because the media is going to be shifting as well. So with the Wheel of Fortune, that is something turning in our favor. This instability and the lies coming out in the tower is for the good of mankind, because if we don't know what we're dealing with, we don't know what we have going on within and outside of us, who we trust, who we depend on, what are we? We just are consumers, you know, and Spirit wants to highlight this. The wheel is turning on the people that feel this way, that feel like they're left out in the dark. The majority of people are shrouded in a lot of lies about people that they thought they could trust. And Spirit wants you to also trust what you're feeling. If you feel like a case that's coming out in the news is not dependable or feels kind of like there's something missing, don't doubt that. Look into it, research it, utilize what you can when you can. We, I think, are so distracted by so many things going on that we forget that we have access to like tons of information and that we can make our own assessments on them. So please don't rely on just the assessments of other people here. Okay. So Spirit, we already went into the instability and also into the lies, into the uncovering of those lies, coming into the truth. Tower moments will be a regular occurrence. It's not going to happen like all at once, but it's going to happen in bursts for us. I'm hearing 18, so 18 days could be significant. 18 is a very important number. It could be the 18th of the month as well. Yeah, so okay, so Spirit, I just looked at this and I got these two cards. You're gonna be really confused on the 18th or in 18 days about something. You're gonna be like literally like at peace about someone or something that you hear, and then literally you're gonna be like, what the hell just happened? 4 more swords are gonna be added, but you should, Spirit wants to really highlight the need for you to adjust, and also allow yourself to, it's like manage yourself, manage your mindset, manage the way you think about this lie or this thing that's coming out, okay? They're trying to tell you, because there's just something that's not coming through that should have. Something was held off for quite some time, and Spirit wants you to know that you're going to find out about it, but that you need to adjust. Don't take it lightly, but don't overly worry yourself about it, okay? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, is there anything that you would like to say in regards to the tower moment? What will the tower moment look like for the collective? I'm hearing distractions. So try not to be too distracted, because it will happen at a moment of distraction. often when things come out, usually it's when we're most distracted. So something big is going to happen that's going to kind of make you focus on something, but they're going to be doing something else to kind of hide it. So I just want to make that known to you. For example, okay, this is going to get a little controversial potentially. So I hope that you recognize that I'm coming from a more of an objective place. What I'm channeling right now is, for instance, with Epstein and with Maxwell. When that came out, some other stuff was happening.